Africa was never behind. The global legacy of pre-colonial civilizations. For centuries, Africa has been misrepresented as a continent that was backward, isolated, and undeveloped, waiting to be discovered or civilized by outsiders. But what if I told you that long before European contact, Africa was already trading globally, building monumental architecture, conducting scientific research, and running complex political systems? The universities of Timbuktu in the heart of Mali. The city of Timbuktu became a beacon of scholarship during the 13th to 16th centuries. The Sankore University and other madrasas attracted students and scholars from across North Africa and the Middle East. They studied mathematics, astronomy, medicine, law, linguistics, and theology in Arabic, Fulani, Songhai, and other local languages. Over 25,000 ancient manuscripts were preserved. Some still exist today, covering topics like astronomy, ethics, and even animal husbandry. Timbuktu wasn't just a city, it was a symbol of intellectual power. Swahili city-states, Africa's coastal trade giants on the eastern coast of Africa, from Somalia to Mozambique. The Swahili city-states like Kilwa, Mombasa, Zanzibar, and Sofala were thriving trade hubs. These cities were cosmopolitan, blending African, Arab, Persian, and Indian cultures. Merchants exported gold, ivory, spices, and iron, and imported porcelain, textiles, and beads from as far as China, India, and the Arabian Peninsula. The Swahili people spoke a Bantu-based language with Arabic influence, proof of deep cultural blending. These cities were independent, wealthy, and diplomatically connected long before European contact. Kush and Nubia, rivals of ancient Egypt south of Egypt. The Kingdom of Kush, located in modern-day Sudan, thrived for over 1,000 years. It wasn't just influenced by Egypt. At one point, it conquered and ruled Egypt during the 25th dynasty. The Kushites built more pyramids than Egypt, developed their own writing system, Meroitic script, and had queens who ruled as equals to kings in like the Kandake-Candace dynasties. They traded with Greece, Rome, India, and the Levant, sending iron, gold, and exotic animals up and down the Nile. Great Zimbabwe. Stone cities without mortar deep in southern Africa stood Great Zimbabwe, a city of over 18,000 people at its peak in the 12th to 15th centuries. What shocked early European explorers wasn't just the size, but the massive stone architecture built with no mortar. Some walls were over 30 feet tall and perfectly fitted. Great Zimbabwe was a trading empire, exporting gold and cattle, and linking inland Africa to the Indian Ocean trade via the port of Sofala. Its decline had nothing to do with being primitive. It was likely caused by overgrazing, drought, and shifting trade routes. Benin, bronze, bureaucracy, and brilliance. The Kingdom of Benin in modern Nigeria astonished the Portuguese when they arrived in the 15th century. The city was clean, organized, and governed by a complex bureaucracy under the rule of the Oba, king. Benin is best known for its Benin bronzes, intricate sculptures made from brass and ivory that showed scenes of royal life, warfare, and diplomacy. These were not just art, they were historical records. Ironically, most of these masterpieces are now housed in European museums due to colonial looting. Africa's role in the global story. Far from being a disconnected land, Africa was part of ancient globalization. It traded gold that ended up in European coins, ivory carved into Asian artifacts, and ideas that traveled with scholars and diplomats. African sailors, scholars, traders, and rulers shaped the world, from Mali's embassies in Cairo to Ethiopia's alliances with Byzantium. Africa has always mattered. It has always contributed. It has always innovated. The term dark continent was never about geography. It was a strategy of erasure. But history speaks louder than myths. Africa was not behind. It was ahead in ways we are still uncovering. It's time we reclaim our story and rewrite it with truth, pride, and power. Stay tuned as we continue to highlight more of Africa's hidden voices.